Time travel. For decades, scientists have argued over one question: can we ever travel through time? Some believe the future is possible, others believe it's nothing more than science fiction. But what if? Both sides have been asking the wrong question. What if the biggest mystery isn't whether time travel is possible, but whether we've misunderstood what time travel actually is? Today, we'll follow science, challenge its greatest paradoxes, and then explore a theory that could change the way you think about time forever. Welcome to Mythenox. To understand time travel, we first need to understand time itself. For centuries, humans believed that time was absolute. 1 second for you was 1 second for everyone else. Then, in 1905, Albert Einstein changed everything. His theory of relativity suggested something almost impossible. Time doesn't always flow at the same speed. The faster you move, or the stronger the gravity around you, the slower time passes. For you, at first, it sounded unbelievable, but today, it's one of the most tested ideas in modern physics. Think about this. Imagine two perfectly synchronized clocks. One stays on Earth. The other travels through space at an incredible speed. Years later, when both clocks are compared, they no longer show the same time. The clock that traveled through space has experienced less time. To the traveler, only a few years may have passed, while decades could have passed on Earth. This phenomenon is known as time dilation, and according to modern physics, this isn't science fiction, it's reality. So, does this mean time travel is finally possible? Not exactly. Imagine going back in time and preventing your own grandparents from ever meeting. If they never met, your parents would never be born, which means you would never exist. But if you never existed, then who traveled back in time? This is known as the grandfather paradox, a single question that has challenged the idea of time travel for decades. But the grandfather paradox isn't the only problem. There's another one, even stranger. It's called the Bootstrap Paradox. Imagine traveling back in time and giving Albert Einstein a copy of his own theory of relativity before he ever wrote it. Years later, Einstein publishes that theory. But here's the question: who actually created it? If you got it from Einstein, and Einstein got it from you, then where did the idea come from? A discovery with no true beginning, a loop with no origin. But what if every paradox we've discussed exists because of one assumption? An assumption we've accepted for decades, without ever questioning it. What if we've always believed that time travel happens inside the same universe? But what if that's the mistake? What if the moment you travel through time, you don't stay in your own universe anymore? What if every jump through time is also a jump into another universe? A universe that looks almost identical to yours. The same Earth, the same people, the same history, only different point in time. If that's true, then every paradox begins to disappear. Take the grandfather paradox. According to the traditional idea, changing the past destroys your own future. But what if you never traveled into your own past at all? What if the moment your journey begins, the universe itself can no longer remain the same? What if the only way time travel can exist is by entering a universe compatible with your destination? Not because you chose another universe, but because time itself leaves no other possibility. Your original universe remains untouched. Its history never changes. And suddenly, the paradox disappears. Now think about the Bootstrap Paradox, a discovery with no creator, an idea trapped inside an endless loop. But what if that loop only exists because we assumed the same universe? If every journey leads to a compatible universe, then the information didn't travel in a circle. It simply crossed from one universe into another. Nothing was created from nothing. Nothing existed without an origin. We were simply looking in the wrong universe. Maybe the paradox never belonged to time. Maybe it belonged to our assumptions. Time machines are often considered impossible, not because we know they can never exist, but because every attempt to understand them leads to a paradox. Now, Imagine for a moment. A time machine already exists. You enter a date, 15 July 2025. You press start. Nothing explodes, nothing breaks apart. But the moment your journey begins, you may no longer belong to the universe you left behind. Not because the machine failed, but because maybe it was never meant to take you back to the same universe. What if time itself doesn't allow one universe to rewrite its own history? What if the only possible destination is a universe compatible with your arrival? Now comes the biggest question. If you travel to the past, who would you meet there? Your younger self? The memories you once lived? Your original timeline? Or something completely different? Because if time travel happens within the same universe, then even the smallest change could reshape reality itself. One tiny action, one small decision, and a chain of events could begin with no clear answer. But what if the problem exists only because we assume we're changing our own past? What if, when you travel to the past, you're not entering your own history, but a different path of reality? A reality where that moment still exists, while your original universe remains exactly the same. And maybe that's all it takes. One thought, one different perspective, that could prove time travel is possible. Because maybe there is no other way. Every theory we've had until today eventually reaches a point where it stops, where it gets trapped. Some paradox, some contradiction always stands in the way. And that's why, even today, science has no clear answer. But maybe we do. So if you want to explore the truth of our world through new ideas, new logic, and completely different perspectives, stay with us. Subscribe to Mythenox. And if you have a question or a theory of your own, one that has logic behind it, tell us in the comments. Maybe our next video will be about your theory. And if there's any topic in this world you want to see from a completely different perspective, let us know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. This is Mythenox, where we don't just accept the answers, we question them. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. To know what time it is, click on this video and support us. Your support will increase your own knowledge.